The Sleepless Night. In a quiet village nestled between the rolling hills of the countryside, there lived a humble farmer named Oliver. He was known for his tireless work ethic, spending long hours in the fields tending to his crops, and for his generosity to his neighbors. Despite his simple life, Oliver found great contentment in the peace of the land and the rhythm of his daily routine. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Oliver finished his work and prepared for bed. Exhausted from the day, he anticipated a deep and restful sleep. However, something felt off that night. The wind outside whistled in an unsettling way, and the normally calm air was heavy with an unfamiliar tension. As he lay down on his bed, he found that sleep evaded him. His mind was restless, swirling with thoughts of the next day's work, of the upcoming harvest, and of a strange feeling that something was about to happen. Hours passed, and Oliver tossed and turned, unable to drift into the slumber he so desperately craved. He stared at the wooden beams of the ceiling, feeling a growing sense of frustration. As the minutes turned into hours, he began to feel as though he was the only soul awake in the entire village. His body was weary, yet his mind raced uncontrollably, caught in an endless loop of worries and concerns. "Why can't I sleep?" he thought. "What is it that's keeping me awake tonight?" The question gnawed at him, and as the night deepened, Oliver began to feel a growing sense of dread. He had always been able to fall asleep after a long day's work, but tonight felt different, as though something beyond his control was keeping him from the rest he needed. The wind outside grew stronger, and with it, the unease in Oliver's heart. As the night dragged on, Oliver decided to get out of bed and take a walk around the village, hoping that the fresh air might calm his restless mind. He stepped out into the cool night, the village bathed in the pale light of the moon. The streets were empty, the houses dark and quiet, and the only sound was the rustling of the trees in the wind. As he walked, he noticed a faint light coming from the small chapel at the edge of the village. Curious, Oliver approached and found the village priest, Father Thomas, sitting inside with a single candle burning before him. Father Thomas looked up as Oliver entered and smiled warmly. "Can't sleep, my son?" he asked gently. Oliver nodded and sat down beside him, feeling a sense of relief in the priest's presence. "There are nights like this," Father Thomas said, "when the mind is troubled and sleep seems far away. But often, it is during these sleepless hours that we find the answers to the questions we didn't even know we were asking." Father Thomas's words echoed in Oliver's mind as they sat together in silence, watching the candle's flame flicker in the breeze. He realized that perhaps his sleepless night was not a curse, but an opportunity. An opportunity to reflect on the deeper worries that had been buried beneath the surface of his busy life. As dawn approached, and the first light of day began to break through the darkness, Oliver felt a strange sense of peace wash over him. He had not slept, but he had found a new understanding of himself and the world around him. The sleepless night, once a source of frustration, had become a quiet moment of revelation, a reminder that even in the stillness of the night, there are lessons to be learned. With a calm heart, Oliver returned home, ready to face the new day with a renewed sense of purpose. The sleepless night had passed, but its lesson would stay with him forever.